Good evening, parents. Good evening, students, administrators, visitors. My name is Christine Colunga. I'm the Director of Academic Services, and we are going to be presenting tonight on Goal 6. So I want to make sure parents know if you need translation in Spanish, traducción en español. Yes. Yes? Oh, the headphones are at the back. Audífonos están ahí en la izquierda para la traducción. Y guardia para los niños está en Salón 2 y Salón 3. Sí, ten cuidado. Cuidado para los niños. Y también hay tacos de carne asada, de pollo asado. Ok. ¿Alguien necesita traducción? Los audífonos están en la esquina. Shall we start? I know. Okay. Oh, principals, site administrators, vice principals, you will need your computers or your iPads, your devices. Because at the end, to get input, you will be going onto a link. I'm starting on time. Okay, so goal 6. Thank you, Mr. Santos, for hosting us here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so goal 6, we are talking about facilities and safety. So our action is to improve the quality and safety of the school environment to support optimal learning for our students. And there are 19 actions under this goal. So under safety, our priority is priority 6. And what priority 6 discusses is that the LEA or the district administers a climate survey to parents and to students. And we have this survey that parents and students take every other year. So we look at the perceptions of parents, the perceptions of students, and how they feel about safety at their school, and the connectedness they feel at their sites. And it is called the Healthy Kids Survey. So these are the results of the survey that we administered in 2017 and 2019. So if we look at 2017, we had a total of 2,498 responses. The survey is only administered in 5th grade at the elementary schools, and then at the secondary level in grades 7, 9, and 11. In 2017, we had 463 responses at the 5th grade level. And at the 7, 9, and 11th grade, and the non-traditional site, which is Aurora, we had 2,035 responses. So then we look at 2019. We had a little bit fewer responses from the previous survey. In elementary, in the 5th grade, the responses were 401 compared to 463. And then at the secondary level, 2008 versus 2035. So we had fewer responses in 2019. So the Student Healthy Kids Survey is broken up into two parts. So we're going to look right now at student engagement and supports. The other section we'll cover in a little bit is on safety. So we have the results broken down by the grade levels, by 5th grade, by 7th, 9th, 11th, and the non-traditional sites. So I want to share the different areas. We have school connectedness, we have academic motivation, the truancy rate, are there caring adults, caring adult relationships at your school? Do you have high expectations at your school? Is there meaningful participation? So I want to share some of the questions that the students are responding to. Under school connectedness, the students are asked, do you feel close to people at your school? Are you happy to be at your school? Do you feel that you're a part of your school? Do teachers treat students fairly at your school? And do you feel safe? So if we're looking at the results in school connectedness, in 2017, the 5th grade students felt they were pretty connected. In 2019, that number increased. So they felt stronger about caring adults, about feeling good as a part of their school. In academic motivation, some of the questions they respond to are, do you finish all your class assignments? When you get a bad grade, do you try even harder next time? Do you keep working and working on your work until you get it right? And do you keep doing your classwork even when it's really hard? So the 5th grade students felt, if you see from 2017 to 2019, they almost doubled in that they were feeling like they would persevere in their work. They wouldn't give up. And even if it got hard, they were going to keep working at it because they felt like effort is important, not only getting it right. So the next section, is truant more than a few times, and there were zeros. So under caring adult relationships, I'm going to share the questions. So at my school, the students feel there is a teacher or some adult who really cares about me. There is a teacher or adult who notices when I'm not there. And there is a teacher or an adult who listens to me when I have something to say. So in 2017, 59% felt like there were caring adult relationships, people who were listening to them, who cared if they were absent, who asked them, where were you yesterday? We missed you, right? In 2019, that number increased. So high expectations. The students are asked, do the teachers and other grown-ups at school tell you when you do a good job? Do the teachers and adults believe that you can do a good job? And do the teachers and adults want you to do their best, your best? And do the teachers and adults feel that you can be successful? So our students in the high expectations, in 2017, it was 67%, and it increased. So they're feeling like teachers do have high expectations for them. They know that they can succeed, and teachers feel that. In the meaningful participation, some of the questions were, are you given a chance to decide school activities and rules? Do you get to do interesting activities at school? Do teachers give you a chance to solve problems? Do the teachers ask you about your ideas? And do teachers ask you what and how you want to learn? So the students in 5th grade felt in 2017 that they had, they did have some input, but it increased in 2019. So we're going to look at the 7th grade results now. And if you'll see the trend here with the 7th graders is they felt the same from 2017 to 2019. They felt sort of connected. In the academic motivation, they increased from one year to the next. So they're working harder, and teachers are helping them understand the idea of persevering, not giving up. The truancy or the chronic absenteeism actually declined, which is a good thing. Caring adults, that's also increased for the 7th grade. They were at 41%, and then it increased to 64%. High expectations in 7th grade, it also increased. And meaningful participation, look at that. That was a really big increase. So in 9th grade, again, we have their 55 to 56% felt connected to their school. In academic motivation, remember, this is where they keep working, whether it's hard or not, and if they fail, they just keep persevering. So that really jumped, like 37%. The truancy rate went down. Caring adults almost doubled. High expectation also rose, which is excellent. Meaningful participation. They're feeling like they have a part of decision making at their school, and adults are listening to them. In 11th grade, we also have a rise in each one of the areas: school connectedness, academic motivation. Again, a decrease in truancy, caring adults, high expectations, and meaningful participation. This is our Aurora site, our non-traditional high school. So again, they feel very connected. Academic motivation doubled. Truancy again declined. More caring adult relationships, high expectations, and meaningful participation.
Good evening, parents. I'm going to continue with school safety. Let me introduce myself. I'm Gabby Flores. I'm the secondary academic coordinator for the district. And along with student engagement, we know that safety at school also, when they come together, it's a reason why students perform more successfully at school. When they feel safe and when they're engaged, the academic results are going to be a lot better. When we gave this survey to students, we asked them in the last 12 months, well, the survey asked, in the last 12 months, how do you feel about, and then the question. So this is, when students were reading these questions, is in the last 12 months. Not what happened to them when they were in kinder or in 1st grade, it's last 12 months. So we could fairly say that it's recent data for students. Okay, so this is school safety. We're looking at 5th grade, a comparison of 2017 with 2019. The area over here is student perception. Do they feel safe at school? And you can see the difference in terms of one year to the next. Their perception of school is largely created by these things over here on the side, okay? So we're looking at, have students been hit or pushed? You can look at the rates right there. It's stayed fairly the same. Have there's been mean rumors spread about you? And so you see the percentages right there. Have you been called bad names or target of mean jokes? 41 to 45%, an increase there, slight increase. And did you see a weapon at school? an increase of 1%. So and these are fifth graders, okay? So when you're looking at this data, one thing that I wonder is, to what degree are students sharing this with you parents? And when the students are sharing this with you parents, what do you do in response? Do you go to the school and speak to the teacher? Do you go to the school and speak to the administrator? So that's all the wonderings when we gather this data. This is the 7th grade data for school safety. Again, the same kind of questions. They just ask it a little bit different because now you're looking at secondary students. So the question again is their school perception of feeling safe at school. So we looked at students that responded they felt very safe or safe. And we had a decline in that rate in 7th grade students. When the question was asked about experienced any harassment or bullying, have you in the last 12 months experienced any harassment or bullying, that number went up. Students have been experiencing that. When they were asked, have mean rumors or lies been spread about you in the last 12 months, there was a slight increase as well. Have you been afraid of being beaten up in the last 12 months? A difference of 1%. When they were asked, have you been in a physical fight? Have they been in a physical fight in the last 12 months? Again, it's 15 at the same rate. Now, this question has to do with at school, before school, or after school, okay? So this is not just when the students are in school campus, but also when they're walking to school or when they're walking to their homes. And these are all questions apply. The other question is, had they seen a weapon on campus? There was a decline in the junior high, but there's students that are still seeing weapons on campus. So the question is, who are they reporting this information to if they're seeing it, which is the concern, right? A friend, their parents, a teacher, someone they trust, or they rather not say anything for fear of getting in trouble. Those are the things that we have to have discussions about. Now let's look at the 9th grade in terms of safety. The kids are getting older, okay? They're going through more developmental stages. When it came to school perception, do you feel the school is very safe or safe? Look at the drop. A lot of more things they're experiencing as they get to the bigger grades. When they experience any type of harassment or bullying, a slight drop. Had mean rumors or lies spread about you, there was a drop. Been afraid of being beaten up, that one went up. Been in a physical fight, we had a drop in that one. And seen a weapon on campus, went up. So a student could say that I saw a weapon on campus, therefore I consider that it's not that safe, right? So we need to start looking at the data in that way. This is again the 9th grade. There was a drop in safety, okay? When we move on to the 11th grade, same kind of questions. In the last 12 months, what is your perception of the school as if it's a safe school? And again, we had a decline in the 11th grade. So this is the high school campus. Experience any harassment or bullying? 22 to 19%. Had mean rumors or lies spread about you? There was a decline. Been afraid of being beaten up? A decline by 1%. Physical fights? 8% of the students were involved in physical fights of those that responded to the survey. And finally, seen a weapon on campus? 9%. There was a decline. So if the numbers are going down or staying the same, what is it that makes them feel that the school is not as safe as we would like it to be? So those are conversations that we want to have, you as parents with your students, with your children. Do you feel safe at school? And if not, what are the things that are causing you to feel unsafe? And we need to know that. A non-traditional school, this is Aurora Continuation High School. This data, Aurora's data is the flip side of what we're seeing. When students were asked in terms of their perception for safety, look at how this is the only school that had an increase, Aurora Continuation High School, where more kids, 60% of the students said they feel safe or very safe at school, compared to 54% from last year, or the year before, 2 years before. Harassment and bullying, had they experienced any, there was a drop. There was a significant drop in rumors or lies being spread about you, the student that responded. That's significant right there. Been afraid of being beaten up, that's a drop. In a physical fight, I consider that a significant drop. When think about it, being involved in a fight. And then when it came to weapons, significant. This significant drop in these two might be contributing to the raise in how the students are feeling safe about the school they're in. Now, Ms. Hurtado is going to share the rest of the information.
Good evening, everyone. I'm going to introduce myself. My name is Ms. Siria Hurtado. I'm the academic coordinator, K6 for our district. And I'm going to continue here with the measures. The numerous measures that our district has taken to address safety in our schools. And one of the things that we've done is we've hired a school resource officer at the Calexico High School. And we've hired 2 deans of students, one for the CHS 9 campus and the main campus, which is the high school. And then we've employed multiple campus securities for the junior high and high school, and SSAs for elementaries. So SSAs are actually student supervision assistants. So this is just an overview of how many employees we have employed for school security. Campus security, over 50 of them. Student service assistants, over 90. Crossing guards, over 35. School resource, 1. These are all the employees that we have right now to address our school climate. School climate. These are other measures that we've taken at sites. The first thing that we've done, we've rerouted everybody to come into a main entrance to every site. We have a system, a visitors management system called Raptor, that every site has in their main office. As a parent, you're welcome to visit our schools. You just need to identify yourself. Once you're in the system, you don't have to be providing that ID every time. It just makes a file for you, and then every time you go to the school, you just give your name and they'll print a pass for you. The other system that we've implemented is Catapult, and this is an emergency communication system that the site itself uses to communicate between teachers and administration. And this also helps provide that when there's an emergency, they could also contact you at your home. The third thing that we've implemented as a district, and we're in the initial phase, is ALICE. And ALICE is a national recognized program that is proactive. So we're still in the initial phase. We're 19, I believe, administrators were trained during the summer, and we're in the process of training our teachers, and eventually we'll train parents and students too. And we also have included visits from the InterQuest detention canines that have visited, I believe, high school, the 9th grade campus, and Mr. Velez, have they visited junior highs, the canines? Okay, and the canines. They also have visited the junior highs. So this is just more a visual of the different programs that we've implemented this year. We have ALICE, which we have 19 trainers at our district. Catapult, which is a system that we use for emergency. Raptor is a system that we monitor the people that come into our sites. And Sandy Hook Promise, this is something that initially is going to start. We haven't been trained yet. I think the first training is programmed for April. So this is another safety program that we're going to be implementing. And this is just a visual of all the people that we've hired at our different sites to support with safety at our sites. So aside from all those programs, these are other programs that sites have implemented. Every site has a choice of what they want to use. In elementary, they've used character counts, conscious discipline, 7 habits of effective students, the leader in me, and obviously AVID, which it kind of puts everything together. We also have partnered with the ICOE, which is a multi-tier system of support. They focus on academic, behavior, and social emotional. So that is also something that we partner with to support our sites. And increasing student connectedness to school through growth mindset, EdTech academies, and school activities. So now we go into our FIT. Did I miss something? No. Okay, FIT is a tool that we use every year, and every site is scored with the buildings, the actual campus. And this is an overall rating that we get every year. They come in, they go through the whole school, restrooms, classrooms, closets, playground, just about every little corner at every site. We get an overall score. As you can see here, we have last year's, and then we have this year. And every school in our district score a good. Now, how do they do? They come in and they score us, and we either get no deficiency, which is great, deficiency, which is something that we can fix, and X is something extreme, something that it's going to take time. It's not something that you can fix right there and then. And then the last one is not applicable. So our goal actually is to get a exemplar, which is 99% or 100. It's only 1% difference. And then if you see here, some schools, where most of our schools are 98, Aurora, Blanche, Charles, Cesar, Camarena, Jefferson, Kennedy, Mains, Rockwood, and really most of our schools, with the exception of CHS 9, we're almost at that point where we could be right here. So we can do that. Now this is our FIT for all sites for this year. As you can see, we had a total of 21 deficiencies. What does that mean? Last year, we had a total of 147, and this year and the year before that, we had 213. So we've been going down every year. And if you look at the categories, what stands out? The interior surface, which are like the carpets, the restrooms, structural damages. These are like cracks outside the buildings, and the playground, school grounds. And this one is more the rubber mats that the playgrounds have, that they get worn out by the students actually playing. So those are things that the district is actually looking into. So here we compare all sites. As you can see, year 2018-19 and year 2019-20, you can see how we went from interior surfaces from 43 to 11. If you look at the playground, school grounds, it went from 29 to 17. And the roofs, we actually went from 22 to 0. So we've been doing good every year, and we just need to keep up doing, fixing those things that we need to fix to continue growing in this area. So that concludes our presentation with safety, climate, and our buildings. Now we're going to ask our principals. We actually, Ms. Ramirez, email you the link where you're going to be working with your parents. And every school has a slide. So look for your slide. Talk to your parents about your information from your site, and actually come up with strengths in regards to safety and the needs in terms of safety. So we're going to give you maybe 10, and then I'll check in with you guys if you need more time. Then we'll present. No, she resended it. Yeah, we changed it. Yeah, refresh. Okay? Then I'll check in with you guys in 10 minutes and see if you need more time so we could present. And that would be it. Any questions? Principals? Questions? No? Okay, 10 minutes. principals? Give me thumbs up if you're ready. Thumbs up if you're ready. Mr. Santos, ready? Okay. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to present in the order of the slideshow. So whoever's next will present, but I'm going to make it even easier for you. I want you to share just one strength and one area of need. Okay? So huddle with your parents right now and kind of choose one and one. I'm going to give you 20 seconds. Huddle with your team and choose one of each. Just one. One strength and one area of need. Talk to your parents. Yeah. ¿Dónde quedó? Aquí está. No lo miraba. Okay, here we go. Mr. Moreno, Aurora High School.
Good morning, CCC. Well, we have two. We have Community Day School and we have Aurora. And I feel both of those are vital programs for our district. If I were to choose one, it'd be the bells and the PA system because we need that. First and foremost, a lot of the areas you cannot hear the bells. And for the CDS, shaded areas and chilled water.
Thank you, Mr. Moreno. Now we go to Blanche Charles Elementary.
Nuestra fortaleza es que somos una escuela encerrada y nuestra necesidad es, nos gustaría que hubiera un oficial de primarias, así como lo hay para la high school, que hubiera uno de high school, uno para la junior high y otro para las primarias. Eso es lo más importante, aparte de las otras necesidades que tenemos, pero es uno de los puntos más importantes que hay ahorita.
Gracias, señora Wentz. Calexico High School. And I think it's Calexico High School and ninth grade campus, right?
Good evening, everyone. For our strength, we're gonna go over number 2 right there, which is that we have an updated plan with Commander Fickno. He's one of our Navy instructors, so he worked very closely with teachers and administration to create a new plan for the school. And for the terms needs, we selected number 2. We would like to update our security cameras, bells, PA for both sites. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Cesar Chavez.
For our strength, we chose the support that we have from the SSAs, the ladies that help us supervise students during lunchtime. I mean, these ladies, they go above and beyond, and they do so much for us, for our students. They're our eyes when we're not able to be out there, so we have a great support with them. Definitely an area of need for us would be cameras. We have a big campus and a lot of entrances, a lot of gates, and it would be great if we can have that support.
Thank you, Ms. Molina. Dool Elementary.
Thank you. At Dool Elementary, as a strength, we chose like Cesar Chavez, our SSAs, especially the ladies that are always at the front gate and at the side gate, always receiving the students. And a need in terms of safety, we would love to have like the high school and junior highs campus security. Is this on? It doesn't matter, huh? Campus security for extra assistance to help us out, because even though we have SSAs, I mean, the more eyes, the better.
Thank you, Ms. Tavares. Enrique Camarena Junior High.
For the strengths, we select the number 1 is the proctor's presence and assignments. We think it's that the presence of the authority in the campus makes the students to behave. And for needs, in terms of safety, we think the number 2, improve the presence of and visits of the Calexico Police Department at all schools.
Thank you, Enrique. Camarena. Jefferson.
Okay, good evening, everybody. So we had a hard time deciding which one we wanted to pick. So Ms. Duarte, who is our parent and school site council president, she decided that number 1 is the most important. All of our staff, most of our staff, actually all of our staff has conducted the online ALICE training, and about half of the staff has done the hands-on training, and about half of the staff has done the CPI training as well. And then needs of our needs are, well, number 1, we believe we need more support staff. Our school is almost as large as Cesar Chavez, and over there they have a vice principal and other things. We have the cameras, they have the vice principal. Another counselor would be great. More SSAs to cover certain areas in our playground, just because of the way our school is designed. It's like a maze, so we need more eyes out there for the playground. And a behavioral specialist. So that would be our number 1 need. Sorry, Ms.
Thank you, Jefferson. Kennedy Gardens.
For our strengths in regards to safety, we chose. Can I see it? Procedures in place and enforced for school entry. We really like that the ladies in the front desk do their job in making sure everybody is signed in and on the system. And for our needs in terms of safety, we chose Proctor to have circling and securing the school entrance.
Thank you, Kennedy Gardens. Mains Elementary.
Thank you to, can you hear me? Oh, you can hear me. Thank you to our parents for Mains. They've been really helpful with all our suggestions, and they've been coming to every single meeting. Thank you very much. For Mains, we wanted to have as a strength our counselor. She has been implementing the Second Steps program. That's not the revised one. And then the needs of improvement, we have had several close calls recently with not having a gate in the front, and the kinder classrooms are exposed, so a fence going from the kinder classrooms to the MP room, and then a privacy fence for the kinder area, because everything is out in the front of the street. Thank you.
Thank you, Mains. Rockwood. Thank you, Mr. Santos, for hosting us.
You are so welcome. Like Mains, I'd like to thank my parents for coming. Muchas gracias. Some of my parents want to sit over there, but that's okay. They're still our parents. But that Mr. Romero was lonely over there, so it's okay, Mr. Romero. Lots of love. So obviously, you can already see that this is a needy school. There's a lot of repairs that need to be done. But let's go ahead and start with the strengths. In the strengths, the parents feel that the protocols of signing in, coming into campus, that just they feel secure that their children are not going to be running out or vice versa. And I'm not going to do what Jefferson did and do everything, but I mean, obviously we have several needs here, but one of the things, at least for the parents, they felt that there is a big need for, of course, more activities for the upper grades, just so they could feel, I guess, more in tune with the school community and with school climate. And of course, number 5, leaky roof. Everybody saw that. But other than that, Yes, yes. Everybody take pictures because no. But other than that, that's my 1 and my 1.5. Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Rockwood. Willie Moreno.
Hi, good evening, everybody. I do also like to thank my parents who are always at our meetings. They are a fixture at any of the meetings that we have. So thank you for them being here. As you can see, we do have a lot of good strengths and a lot of needs, just like everybody else. All our schools have strengths and needs. But our parents agree that because of the size of our campus and now that we're going into the hot weather, that the availability of our cool zones for the kids, that they can easily access them and they're available at a moment's notice. The kids can stay out of the heat and still have room to have activities is a big, big strength because we do have a big population of kids, and to have them outside when it's 100 degrees, it's a burden. So the fact that we have a place for them to go and still be able to interact and hang out is a big strength. As far as our needs, there are a number of needs that we have, but one of the needs that our parents feel is important is the fact that we only have 1 female proctor on campus right now and 4 males. And it makes it much easier to supervise kids and especially the girls when we have an additional female to be able to send out and supervise the restrooms, the places where our males can't go. So one of the bigger needs for us would be an additional female proctor. Thank you.
Thank you, Willie. So you need to go back to the...
So good evening. Just a quick reminder that these are recommendations. Okay, these are everybody's recommendations. We do have input from administrators, you parents, students, our CSEA staff, our ACT staff, our administrators. So everybody provided input. I will be meeting with a core committee starting this week that will oversee all the recommendations. And at the end of it, they will provide a final recommendation. Then as a district, we look at our budget and what can we not afford. So recommendations are good. We know what you want to prioritize. That helps us make decisions, but unfortunately we can't get everything. Okay, so we have a harder job of trying to see what can and what can we not afford. Okay, thank you.
Okay, and just a reminder before we leave today, what Ms. Elisa just shared with you, she will be putting all the recommendation and the final LCAP to be presented to the public, just like a meeting like this. And the tentative date that we have is May 5th. Okay, so you could put it on your calendars. We'll be sending flyers, and this is what we're going to present, where Ms. Ramirez will be presenting the final document. Okay, so put it in your calendars. And before you leave, I want to thank every single one of you for showing up. When we were driving over here, we thought to ourselves, we're going to be talking to the wall because it was pouring. So thank you very much for taking the time to coming to this, because I know it's important to you. It's important for us. And once again, thank you very much and have a really great night.